What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video where, hopefully any minute now, the Division is about to go live on the official Ubisoft channel at Gamescom. So, we don't really know too much about what's happening today apart from this, which I'll just show you now. So this is what they put out last week, and you can see here it's from DC to Brooklyn. So I don't really know what to expect. Tomorrow's Resurgence, I'm hyped for that. And I guess that's more Resurgence and Division 2 future stuff. This might be a bit of a history, but who knows? We're here for it anyway. So let's switch back over to the stream. And that is about us ready. So I'm going to pause the video now and we'll live react to it. I'm probably not going to show the chat just in case it all goes terribly wrong and I end up getting myself banned off YouTube, but I will also live react to that at the same time. Alright, so I'll be back as soon as it starts. Just as I said that, they put the video feed here on at the bottom, so a lot of fans being led in to the area ready. Oh, and then they've just turned it off, so yeah, no sneak peek for us, we'll have to wait.
Welcome to our special panel from DC.
Here we go.
Here we will take a look at what we've achieved this year and what lies ahead. I am Anis Palm. I am a community developer and I will be your host today. Whether you're a veteran or just joining the fight, here's a quick briefing. Tom Clancy's The Division 2 is a tactical RPG action set in the world rebuilding after a devastating pandemic. You play as an elite agent.
We've got Yannick and Andrea, I think she's called, on the left. We don't often see her.
Activated to restore order when society falls. Today, we will discuss the battle for Brooklyn and our upcoming seasons. Don't forget that tomorrow will be the day we share with you an update regarding our new upcoming Division 2 project.
Ooh, tomorrow.
But first, to dive deeper into what happened this year in the Division 2, let me introduce our panelists. Yannick Bonchereau, our creative director.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
And Andrea Kosarev, our art director.
Art director, okay.
First, to warm you up and everyone to get to know you, let's start with some official introductions. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? What is your role on the project? How long have you been here?
Sure. I'll go first. That's okay. Hello, everyone. Super happy to see you. I hope all of you have played The Division at some point in your life. If you haven't, it's not too late. You can still do it. We have many years ahead of us. So it's a good time to start. My name is Yannick. I'm the creative director on The Division 2. I've been with The Division for a bit more than 10 years now. Was just talking with you earlier, and you've been here since the beginning with us. Thank you. Maybe some other.
I wonder who he's talking about.
Yeah, I started as a community developer myself on the first game, and now I'm the creative director. And what that means for us on the Division 2 and on a live game, especially as creative director, is my role is to try to give an overall vision to the team on where do we want the game to go, what do we want to implement into the game, what experiences do we want to create for you, and then try to help guide the team in building the best experiences and the best game we can make.
So from community developer to creative director, maybe that's some next step?
Yeah, well, that's a career path for you right there.
Yeah, we'll see. Andrea, what about you?
Well, hello again. I'm super happy to be here and super nervous. So, not everybody's like Yannick.
You're gonna do fine. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I wonder how big the crowd is.
So I've been in the industry for 9 years or such, and I've started out as an artist at Ubisoft Romania, and then I've worked on multiple titles, including Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Rainbow Six Extraction, and for the last 4 years, I've been working on the Division 2, and for the last 3-ish as an art director.
They're always in the promos that we get, the video promos.
And my job as an art director is basically to take the creative vision, the big creative vision, and transform it into art pillars And then I work closely with the art team, but the other teams as well. And I make sure that everybody, builds towards the same purpose, towards the same visual goals and the same experiences we want for the players.
Nice, Andrea. Thank you. Yannick, you mentioned that you've been here since the beginning. What to you makes the division so unique?
Well, so we're definitely doing full history of Division here.
You in the room, what makes the Division unique? But I think to me, it's there's something very special when you take a game like the Division that can offer experiences that are, an online RPG co-op experience that is about loot, that is about gear, that is about challenges and all these kind of things. But putting that into a world that is authentic, that is relatable to everyone, that are streets that we know, that is a world that we know partially, at least transformed, but still based on reality. Managing to marry those two things together allows us to create an experience that I believe is truly unique and allows everyone to find something they like into it. You can like the world, you can like the mechanics, you can like the story. There's a lot of things that the Division has to offer. It's a game that does a lot of things, and I think everybody gets to find.
Kind of nice that Ubisoft's including the Division, right? It's been that red-headed stepchild for
focus on your expertise in
a
art.
good few years.
So what in the art direction DNA do you find unique about the Division?
Well, I think first and foremost is recreating the real places. We take pride in recreating one-to-one the cities, in this case Brooklyn, and of course integrating landmarks and iconic locations of those cities is a big part of this, and it's super important. Being anchored in reality, and last but not least, the richness and detail that we put into the world, because all this layering of stories, I hope you've experienced this whenever you stop at the corner of a street and look around. There are a lot of small things to notice.
It's one thing we can't deny. The map, direction and artist direction on the maps is phenomenal.
The world, the main character of the game.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful game, and working with community, I get to not only experience it in the game, but also through the photo mode that we have this whole subcategory of community. Yes. So if you haven't checked those out, check them out. It's beautiful shots.
But of course, the best thing about the Division, it's the players, right? So people, even those who haven't played yet, you don't know yet, but you're probably a fan of the Division too. So
he's definitely in full sales mode, Yannick.
Even better than the game itself.
For sure. Thank you for these answers.
Is he wearing Batman socks?
Division 2 released almost 7 years ago, but this year has been quite a year with a new DLC, Battle for Brooklyn, that came almost 5 years after the Warlords of New York.
Ooh,
Yannick,
got a controller and talking pictures.
What inspired the return to Brooklyn?
The players.
Well, we wanted to bring a new piece of world to the game. We set out to do a DLC. We really were inspired by the idea of how do we make this world even bigger? How can we create new streets, new places to explore? As you said, it had been 5 years.
I'm gasping for something new. Come on, Yannick.
It's been 5 years since the last expansion. So we really wanted people to get back to the thrill of discovering new things, being surprised again. So we wanted a new place. And we started thinking about where could we go? What would be an interesting location for us to do? We knew we wanted to stay within New York and Washington, D.C., because we felt like there was still a lot of stories to tell and still a lot of things unexplored there. So we explored around those spaces. We looked at a lot of different areas. But then somehow almost, magically, someone just threw out the idea of what about Brooklyn? And I think that, I remember that moment. The moment that person said that, it kind of all clicked. Suddenly,
drop the name, Yannick.
We all realized, yes, Brooklyn is the right place for us, because what Brooklyn gives us, it's an opportunity to explore or to go back to kind of the roots of the division. It's almost a love letter to the Division 1. As a reminder, this is where your experience started on the Division 1, you remember. And so being able to re-explore that, to bring all those elements of kind of all those references, that nostalgia, all those places that people may remember from the first game, but then add a whole layer of transformation on top of it. Like tell a new story. What happened to Brooklyn? What is different? What are the things, the
How
stories,
busy it looks
the
outside.
events that people who live in those places have been going through? So putting those things together made the place the best candidate for us, and the overall thematic actually for the DLC itself, which is this mix, this marriage of the old, the references, the nostalgia, and the transformation, and the new, and the world.
Should play a shots game every time the word nostalgia comes
those two
out.
together made it like just a no-brainer decision.
Yeah, both new and returning players have found that setting and story inviting and have already experienced it. And many legacy players see that nostalgic, side to it and loves it. So I have to say, mission accomplished. Andrea, when you're recreating a real place like Brooklyn and then transforming it, what goes into that process creatively, just both for you and your team? Like, how do you research and what do you do?
Well, that's a great question, because since the world is super important to the game, we wanted to do it justice, and we wanted to really understand the city, not just mimic something that's there. So of course we had to do a lot of research, and the research started with watching loads of videos, taking virtual tours, watching urban photography, street photography, but also looking into the history of the city, its architecture, to basically understand why it looks the way it looks, and to basically help us transform it further. Even so, for example, the two name zones that we have, they originate from the Division 1 area, but they're more than that. We have, for example, Brooklyn Heights, that's a former residential area, and then Dumbo, that's a former industrial area, and that has helped us focus more the stories we want to tell to those specific types of places.
Cool. We're seeing a lot from the community doing like comparison shots with real places, and we actually had a very atmospheric video with Brooklyn locations, and that was the best performing asset from the community team. So we're seeing a lot of love for your work here.
I think it's one of the best things is just watching people explore those streets and seeing the care that was put into recreating them, into building, putting a lot of details, and again references to the history or references to other things, and even some people from Brooklyn looking at the streets be like, hey, I recognize that street, I recognize that house. I think it's always super gratifying for us and for the work the art team does.
Yeah. So this time, Brooklyn is in autumn. So visually, it's a big change.
Awesome.
But there's also something nostalgic here for the Division 1 players who has been, walking the streets before. Can you talk about how
Gotta
you
be close,
approach
right? Something
creating
new
a
now.
Brooklyn that is both familiar and fresh?
Well, creatively, we knew we wanted to go to Brooklyn. We knew we wanted to do autumn, and then
I feel like this is the world's worst live reaction video because there's not really much to react to right now.
Having all these ingredients, we start asking ourselves, what's happening here? What is happening? What's the best place? For example, the community of Brooklyn is a big part of the story, and we started asking ourselves, how they would relate to the to the place. And this is where the research comes in, because of course, to show the community being active in the world, we had to think about what they would do different. Usually the world of Division is messy, it's dangerous, it's quite chaotic. And of course, if we would have people here that would care for the place, they would clean it up, they would organize it, they would basically take care of it. And moreover,
That's actually pretty interesting. I never thought about the NPCs wandering around doing that.
And they set up in each of the name zones is tailored. So, for example, in Brooklyn Heights, where we have the residential areas, they're using the inner courtyards of those buildings to set up water collection devices and to set their camps there. And in contrast, in Dumbo, there are lots of industrial buildings, big buildings with big flat roofs, and we thought those would be great places for rooftop gardens. Basically, they need to earn their livelihood. They need to grow food, and of course, since we're in autumn, there are also pumpkins. I think the players have noticed the pumpkins. Yeah.
Commendation time.
Destroy.
If you destroy them.
You can blow up the pumpkins.
Yes, you can blow up the pumpkins.
A lot of technical work went into the explosion of the pumpkins.
Yes.
Priorities.
Yeah.
Yes, actually it did. But autumn is not only about the pumpkins, it also connects with the story. It's a way to emphasize the story, for example, because we picked that moment in autumn where everything is really beautiful and really colorful, and the yellows and oranges and browns and nice yellowish light there. And I think this kind of matches with the optimism that the community brings to the story. And of course, autumn isn't all about nice weather. It's also rainy and can be also dark, and that connects to the other part of the story with the threat that comes in to Brooklyn. And last but not least, everybody remembers from Division 1 the snow.
Oof.
It's snow everywhere, but visually snow works to offer contrast, to show the way, to show what's important in the scene. And we wanted to echo
Yannick's
that
saying,
in
what are you talking about?
In the way we used autumn and in the way we used the leaves, especially on the ground, which we tried to, help the players' eyes through the scene.
You mentioned story there, and I want to dig a little deeper.
You mentioned
it
snow.
dropped in May. So I think that we can deserve to go into some spoiler territory. If somebody has not played Battle for Brooklyn yet, or are very spoiler sensitive, you can cover your ears or mute for those watching the stream. I can do a little wave when we're done. So Yannick.
Yeah.
Yes. Tell us about the campaign structure and story here. And Andrea, please jump in when it comes to missions. Share everything that you wanted to share pre-release, but you couldn't.
Okay. I feel like I want to ask, how many people did play Battle for Brooklyn? Oh, that's okay, that's not bad. Those who did not raise your hands, if you intend to play Battle for Brooklyn, which you should because it's amazing, cover your ears. Or don't, it's fine. But yeah, so going into story a bit here, when we built Battle for Brooklyn, we decided to make to approach a couple things a bit differently. We knew it would be a limited experience in size. So one decision we've made is to actually approach the story in a linear fashion, which for a Division experience is a bit different from what you may be used from Division 1 or Division 2 or Warlords of New York. Those experiences are usually very open and you get to choose in which order you can do things. And for Brooklyn, we thought, okay, what if we try to do it in a different way? What if we actually dictate the order in which you do the missions and everything. And there's a few benefits doing that for this kind of experiences. but in particular, it gives us the control over the pacing and over what do you experience when. So it allows us to create moments in the story, like surprises and ups and downs and all of that. So it allowed us to try to create an experience that was a bit more focused and something that's a bit more directed. And it in a way, that's what allows us to also bind things together. If you've played, again, Battle for Brooklyn, you may remember you do the cleaners mission in the refinery, and at the end of that mission, we tell you, oh, something's happening at the settlement, we're being attacked, you have to come. You finish the mission, you teleport, you come back to the settlement, and then you find the settlement actually being attacked by the Rikers. This is something that we can only do because we know you're going to be doing the cleaners mission first, and then we know you're going to go to the settlement. So creating those moments is what was enabled by this idea of creating a linear story. Another thing that we wanted to do, which I think came as a surprise to some of our most active players, was to, in a way, disconnect the story of Battle for Brooklyn from the seasons. And I know a lot of people were expecting, oh, the seasons are building up to Battle for Brooklyn, and it's all going to conclude there. And that's not exactly what we had in mind, because one thing we wanted for sure is to make Battle for Brooklyn as inviting as possible for everyone. We wanted everybody to be able to jump in, no matter if they have played Division 1, Division 2, the seasons. We wanted them to still
Division 3
understand what is happening. And not feel intimidated by the idea of, oh, that's a 6 years old game, I need to catch up with all the story before I do that. So we wanted to have something that was fairly disconnected, isolated. So you go there, we try to give you everything we can give you so you understand the story, you have all the elements you need. But then we still want that to actually be part of the bigger picture. So we do still create references in the story, in the collectibles, to things that have happened in the main storyline of the seasons. And of course, if you finish the DLC, you also know that at the end of the DLC, we kind of drop one final element that reconnects it to the greater plot and the greater story. So it's all, again, about trying to respect this the history and the new as well with our players, so respecting the time and the investment that people have put into following the story that we've been telling along those years, but also being welcoming to new players and to people that haven't been following all of that, still feeling welcomed and invited to that place.
And what can you share us about working on the missions?
Well, another thing that we do different in Battle for Brooklyn with regards to the main missions is the fact that they're not in the open world. The player has to travel.
Yeah, I kind of liked that as well, actually, so they could build a much more detailed area.
Because of this, we really wanted to, for each of the missions, to have its own atmosphere that works together with the story. And of course, each of the moods are dangerous in a way, but in a different, in their own unique way. So, for example, at the refinery, we wanted to connect the atmosphere with the story there. You're traveling basically to the place where the Greek fire is being made. And, that's a chemical compound that's dangerous, and the time of day and the atmosphere kind of reflect that. It's yellowish, it's toxic, and we wanted all the industrial elements that aren't, those aren't pristine, they aren't new, they're kind of dirty, and together with the sky to kind of
talk about H5 refinery, isn't she?
Icky in a way. And then for the army, for the art museum, for the Rikers mission, here it's a trap, and it's a trap because it looks sunny, it's very colorful, but once you get close to the museum, you can see all the defenses that the Rikers have put up. There's the turret as well that you have to dodge. And then inside the museum, we know that the Rikers, they usually write messages on the walls, and they're an irreverent bunch of people. And we started thinking, well, what would they do if they set up camp in an art museum? What would their ideas about art be? So that's what helped us to, you know, build this mission. And last but not least, here is the
The big spoiler.
yes, the army terminal. Here the mission starts with, you know, a lot of devastation from
Great climax.
from the hurricane, but everything is supposed to be kind of mysterious. You don't really know what's gonna be there, and we've built at least 2 moments of surprise in the mission. One would be when you first discover as a player that the Black Tusk are there. And the last is in the final beat when you really understand what's happening. Yes, the Zeppelin. But we wanted to... It's a
Zeppelin?
Spoilers.
Oops.
Have you played the DLC, Yannick?
No, what are we talking about? I don't know.
But we wanted to breadcrumb this. You know, it's not we didn't just want to do you know, big surprise. We have the cables, so the cables are this wire that kind of telegraphs the player that something is going to happen. And I think in general we also want to reward the players that are coming back. So first, when you play the missions, when you play the DLC, there's the big level of understanding, but then when you come back and you look around, there are extra details, extra moments for the players to discover.
Cool. Okay, thumbs up. Spoilers
We're done with
over.
spoilers.
Past. Okay.
Change to another picture maybe before.
Yeah. I mean, they could still see if they watch the
Yeah,
stream.
that's true.
And if you enjoy these
You
photos,
make it.
they are from a recent art blast that we put up on social. So it's a very talented artists put this
Yes.
together.
Oh, why didn't I see
Yes.
that?
So, besides the release of Battle for Brooklyn,
Need to get that.
seasons are still ongoing in the Division 2, with their season Crossroads currently coming to an end. Yannick, what can you tell us about this upcoming season coming in September?
Oof.
Well, we get the music introduction. That's perfect.
Coming in
Perfect.
September. When in September?
No, so yes, we are about to enter a new season. It's our second season. It's hard to focus. Yeah, so the second season of the year, and that season is called the Pact.
Drop the date, Yannick.
So now we can change.
Drop the date.
And so
Drop the date.
what this is about, without going into full story here, you will have to discover it as you play the season. But we find out that there is the beginning of an agreement between the factions. They've been fighting against us. We've been fighting against them for all this time. We've been obviously most of the time winning and defeating them. I hope you can still hear me. Can you still hear me? Yeah.
That music is
I can't
horrendous.
hear myself, so
What
I don't know
timing?
what I'm saying. So yeah, the factions have been we've been pushing them all the time. So now they're
Last time
tired
was a
of
fire
losing, and
alarm.
they've decided to band together. So they are about to actually form a pact and an alliance and unite against us, which obviously we cannot let happen. One faction at a time is a thing. All factions together against the division is a big danger. So this is what this season is going to be about. It's about going back into the streets of Washington,
Sounds spicy.
D.C. and preventing that
Pretty good
from
having
happening.
2 archetypes of enemies
And I
on the
think
field
that
at
we
the
have
same
something
time.
to show.
Yes, we do.
Oof.
Yes,
Here we go.
cue
Reactions
trailer.
finally here. Trailer time.
Time and again,
Oh,
our
we
enemies
can't
have
see it.
risen
Come
up.
on.
Time and again, you've beaten them back. You've held the worst this world has to offer at bay. Carved out safe places where people can build new lives. But our enemies are getting tired of losing. Now, 3 of our greatest threats are joining forces against
3?
us. The hyenas, the outcasts, and the true sons. We've
Ooh.
never faced a threat on this scale before. The streets of DC are on fire. You have to stop
Standard
them.
Agent 1.
You have to break the pact.
September 9th. We got the release date.
You have to break the pact.
So,
that's what it said. You have
2
to
weeks
break the
on
pact,
Tuesday.
if you didn't hear. People online at least hopefully heard. So,
Can you tell us a little bit more what's new to this season?
yeah, so as this is about pushing against the factions, this is about the streets of DC. The idea
So
of
right
territory
as
control
stretch goals
is
finish as
a
well, I
very
think.
important part of that season, and a lot of the mechanics we have are about this. And it comes with one new feature that we call retaliation, and that feature is a way for us to make the open world a bit more reactive to what you do. So as you fight the factions, as you push against the factions, in the world or outside of the world in the main missions, you're going to be basically building a bit of a negative reputation against the factions. And once you fill out a gauge for each of those factions, you're going to trigger a retaliation event, which means one of these factions is going to take over a name zone, or attempt to take over a name zone, and it becomes your job to go there and prevent it from happening.
Which we've seen that in the
So the
PCS.
timer begins, and
with
you're
one
going to be operating
feature
under
missing
time
from it.
pressure to try to go to that place and regain control of the name zone before the enemy faction does. If you do, congratulations, you will be rewarded. If you don't, you will also be rewarded, just not as much. You're always rewarded. And in terms of reward, one thing we're doing is with this feature, we're bringing a new reward scheme, which is going to be exotic blueprints and materials that are going to be allowing people to craft exotic items, to target specific exotic items. So if you're missing one item, if you've been chasing one item, this will be the way to actually predictably work towards obtaining it.
Kind of. You've
So
still got to be
it's
lucky
more
with
fun
which
in the open
blueprint
world,
you
it's
get.
a more living and reactive open world, and great rewards at the end of it.
Yes, and the PTS test was last weekend, so players have already started trying out Retaliation. We gathered a bunch of feedback, and the
lot of
devs are
feedback.
currently looking at it, fine-tuning and
Yes.
making it perfect
Dev notes when.
for everybody in the hands soon. Andrea, something else that players can experience this season are new events. We have a Halloween event coming up. Can you share how you made that spooky-ness perfect?
We're going to see it.
Yes, a bit, only a bit. So we've been doing seasonal events for a while, but just this spring we started exploring a bit with visuals, you know, and the Easter event with the bunny ears and all. And right now we're working on the Halloween event.
More pumpkins. Yeah. More pumpkins. No?
What?
More pumpkins. Halloween event.
Pumpkins.
Yes, but different pumpkins.
Different pumpkins.
Yes, sorry, I wasn't hearing you.
Will you be able to break them this time?
Oh, spoilers.
I will note that down. I will note that question
Yeah,
down.
some
And we'll
ideas,
see.
just,
yes, yes. But no, jokes aside, Halloween is super fun, and we're prepping for something that's a bit creepy but interesting. But I'm not gonna share too much about this, but just gonna invite everybody to tune in and play when we're launching it later this year.
Yeah, I'm a horror lover. I love Halloween, so I'm excited to see what you have cooked up. And as usual, the new seasons will come with new global, active, passive, and hostile modifiers. And we will go through everything in detail on the launch stream the day before launch. That's September 8th, so tune into this stream. Yannick, is there anything you can tell us about the seasons coming next?
Oh, come on.
Okay.
This is spicy.
I'm not going to tell you too much because there's a whole season you have to play before we reach the one after that. But
Come on,
what I
Yannick.
can tell you is, can I give the name?
Huh?
Am I allowed to give the name of the season?
Sure.
Thank you. The next season after next, is that how you say? Is called Mutiny. What does that mean?
Oh,
What
we've
is
got the
this about?
photo.
You will have to play the upcoming season to find out.
Show us the
what comes
photo.
after.
There it is.
But one thing that I can tell you is that with this one, we're exploring with new gameplay toys and new things to do. And one thing that will come as under the form of the modifier of this season is that you will be able to play with a companion NPC
No.
fighting alongside you. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and and a new way to approach
companion
the game for that
NPC.
season. And yeah, I'm very excited to be able to share
No
more about that
shot.
in the future.
Perfect, Devil. That's what I want.
Oh, is that only going to be just for the season?
And it will be coming early December until March.
Yes.
And in March,
And in
what
March,
will happen then?
well, in March, I mean, if you've been playing the Division, you know that in March, it's an important month for us. It's anniversary month. It's going to be 7 years of the Division 2, but more importantly, 10 years of the Division.
Franchise.
So obviously
Mutiny
that's a
looks,
date that
the
we need
Pact
to
and the
celebrate.
Mutiny look
So
sick,
more on
to
that
be
scene.
honest,
Also,
story
it's gonna be
wise.
11 years of me working on the Division, but that's not about me. But also an anniversary. But more importantly, 10 years since the release of the Division. So expect surprises and yeah, a big celebration.
Yes. And the new season will come with new opportunities for our community to interact with us. That's new content, more regular appointments with live stream, and also additional ways to get insights and talk directly to the dev team. More about this tomorrow.
Oh,
Yannick, speaking about the community. Now with the Lexington being back in stretch goals, will we see this weapon more often?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know, maybe everybody will have the Lexington by the end of the stretch goals event.
let's not talk about them
if you
drop
didn't play
rates.
the game, you have no idea what we're talking about, but that's okay. But Lexington, super cool gun. Everybody wants it. It's coming back. It's available on the live game right now. But in general, when we do these kind of cool items, it's not an intention for us to just make it a one-time
Gonna come
thing
back
and
again.
then nobody else can get it again. We want to make sure that on special occasions we bring it back. There's been such a strong demand for the Lexington. It's really become a fan favorite. It's my main weapon as well.
Same.
So yeah, we brought it back, and you can expect in the future these kind of items will always come back one way or another.
Yes. So to everyone watching, thank you for your continued passion and trust. The Division 2 continues to thrive for this community.
Is that it?
Guys, did you hear that it might be snowing tomorrow? I heard something about snow.
I don't know, I just heard music.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget to join
Yes.
tomorrow. We will have a new panel that will be focusing on the future of the Division 2, community collaboration, updates on the Division resurgence.
They're gonna make us wait.
And whatever this could be.
Whatever
miss
this
it.
is, I have no idea.
You have no idea.
Oh, maybe I do. We'll see tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So definitely a shorter panel than I thought. I thought it was going to be like an hour. So definitely shorter. And I guess the highlight really was the fact they were talking about the companions. I don't think I can rewind, unfortunately. But it would be interesting to see if that companion is just going to be for that season, or if it's going to be something we're going to get to keep, longevity or not. I don't know. But yeah, definitely interesting. But that's going to be it for this video. As always, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.